for the introduction. So my name is Risheng Wang. I'm from the chemistry department of the Missouri University of Science and Technology. So I'm very happy to present my research, the fabrication of the DNA nanostructure and their application in biotechnology. So I think everyone is very familiar with DNA. It is a genetic information carrier. It can pass from generation to generation, and also the mutation of DNA, it will cause a lot of disease. But today I'm not going to present DNA in this way. I'm going to tell you a new story that I try to use DNA as a nanomaterials to fabricate all kinds of nanostructures. Why we are interested to use DNA as a nanostructures? And first we can see looking in detail about the structure of DNA double helix. The diameter of DNA double helix is exactly 2 nanometers. The helical repeat is about 3.4 nanometer, consisting of 10 to 10.5 nucleotides. So DNA, it is a nature nanomaterials. There is no need for any post-manipulation. So this is why we are interested in DNA as a nanomaterials. And also, we know DNA has the 4 magic letters, A complementary to T and G complementary to C. So this DNA complementarity is make DNA is a programmable polymer nanomaterials. So if you know the sequence of one single-stranded DNA, you can write it down for another sequence. You automatically will know that. If you mix 2 DNA single-stranded DNA in solution, they're gonna self-assemble from DNA duplex. This is a very basic self-assembly. And also, if we use DNA as nanomaterials, we need a bunch of them. So we have very convenient chemical synthesis. It can make DNA single strand as what you want. You can design the sequence as what you want. And also the chemical synthesized DNA, it can combine with all kinds of modified enzymes. So you can use it as a biology waste. So all of them made DNA is a very excellent DNA nanomaterials. So about 30 years ago, my PhD advisor, Professor Simon in New York University, he founded a new research area. It's called structured DNA nanotechnology. So the goal of this structure area is to try to use DNA as nanomaterials to make the high-ordered nanostructures. So if we give you a piece of DNA duplex, what you can do, you just can use it to ligate from a circle, or you can form a supercoil. So if you say, I'm very good at meat, you can make a knot, but it cannot go higher complicated. So we need an immobile junction. So this immobile junction is come from the holiday junction. But instead of that, we can engineer the DNA sequencing, make it immobile junction. So the immobile junction is cooperated with a stick and cohesion. If the A complementary to A prime, B complementary to B prime, so all of them can self-assemble from high-ordered 2D array structures. So based on these ideas, all kinds of DNA nanostructures have been created. So for example, the DNA cube, the DNA 2D array, and even DNA 3D crystals. And also we can make all kinds of DNA walker. So through DNA hybridization and dehybridization. And in the 2006, there is another revolution in the structured DNA nanotechnology, is the development of the DNA origami. This DNA origami, it is composed by 2 parts. One part is a long circular single-stranded DNA, is M13. It's around 7,000 bases. Another part is about 200 shorter DNA, synthesized DNA strand. We call it a stable strand. So through combine these 2 parts together, the single-stranded DNA, it can force folding the virus DNA strand into all kinds of arbitrary structures. So these are examples like smiling face. It's made from DNA origami. This is a map of China. And this is DNA origami 2D array and all kinds of beautiful 3-dimensional structures. So for these DNA origami nanostructures, its advantage is it can expand the DNA nanostructures about 100 times 100 nanometer scale. Since we have more than 200 stable strands, each of them can do the modification. So we can down the resolution to 6 nanometers. We can really manage everything in the nanometer scale. And so For the structural DNA nanotechnology, it is really a multidisciplinary area. It can interact with the biology, material science, it's the biomedical, and also electronic engineering. So today I give a couple of examples, the application of DNA nanotechnology in the biomedical directions. So first interested area is we use DNA to make a drug delivery. So like we can make a DNA origami box, it with a flexible lid. So we can open the lid to load the drug, and then we can close the lid, deliver to the cell, and then release the drug. So this is the basic original application, and that the people interested to know. And the good thing is we got a very good impress is we use DNA cages and to hold the synthetic vaccine and deliver into the mouse. And then this method we can call last stronger and last long immunization response, and rather than the synthetic vaccine without DNA nano cages. So this is just a very beginning steps, but we hope we can use it into the vaccine development. And also we can use DNA to combine with graphene to make all kinds of biosensors. Like we can use it to detect the DNA and to detect the protein. And also, we have another goal is to try to use DNA to make all kinds of nanorobots. So like we already success to make a DNA origami nanostructures, and then it can nanorobot working on the DNA origami tracks. And hope someday we can make a DNA nanorobot. It can deliver into the cells with drugs and also to cure some disease. So these are some basic introduction about structural DNA nanotechnology. So next I will give a brief introduce the research direction in my lab. So I'll try to make all kinds of nanostructures to mimic the biology molecules as a need of engineering. And also we'll be able to use DNA as a nano template to organize all kinds of nanomaterials. And also we try to develop methods to integrate the top-down lithography method with the bottom-up self-assembly together. So for each of direction, I will give one example as briefly. So like first, I'll try to use DNA to self-assemble the 6 helix nanotubes from the 2 half tubes. So if we mention about the DNA polymers, this carbon nanotube and amyloid fibers, everybody is familiar with that. The common feature of this, for these 2 polymers, they are very easy to aggregate. So carbon nanotube aggregation will lost its electronic properties. The aggregation of amyloid fibers will cause a lot of serious disease. So the motivation of this project is we say, if we can use DNA to create a nanotube, this nanotube it can capture these nanofibers. So one way we can debundle these polymers. A second advantage, we can through manipulation of the DNA and to control the nanopolymers. So based on these ideas, I developed the 2 half DNA 3 helix bundle and try to use it and to control and to encapsulation the other polymers. So based on this idea, I designed a DNA 6 helix bundle. It's formed by 2 colored half tubes. And then this is the AFM result. We can see the nanotube, it can fabricate it as long as several micrometers. To prove these ideas, if I can successfully use the half tube to capture another polymer inside, we know the cavity of the 6 helix bundle is around 2 nanometers. So it's a good candidate to capture another DNA duplex. So I hold a 7th DNA duplex in the half tube, then use a stick-added coherent to capture it inside of it. And please note there's just a single stick-added coherent, so it's much flexible. And this is result. We can see this. The central DNA duplex, it was successfully encapsulated inside of the 6 helix bundle. They form a necklace-like secondary structures. So the good news is my colleagues, they already use this protocol, use the 2 half tubes to successfully to capture polypeptide polymers. So we hope someday it can be used to for the cure some disease. For the second direction, and use DNA as origami scaffold to attach the nanomaterials. I think Dr. Risheng Wang have a very good, excellent introduction for how important the nanomaterials and how the good nanoparticles plasmonic interaction to be used for the bioimaging and the biosensor. So here, my motivation is we try to use DNA origami as a template to well control the nanomaterials, because the proximity between the different nanomaterials can really give specific properties. But how to specifically control their separation or rotation, the number, and even the size, we need some kind of helps in the nanoscale work. So here, the DNA origami is an excellent candidate. So there are some examples, and people try to use DNA duplex and to make all kinds of heterogeneous nanostructures like quantum dots and gold nanoparticles. So like Dr. Risheng Wang said, he want to find a method to test gold nanoparticle to a silver-coated quantum dots. I think this is one way we can try to use DNA origami to test that. So this is I developed rectangle DNA origami. I'm the first example to use it to test two different nanomaterials in the same structures with two different chemical reactions. So for examples, first we can extend the DNA stick-end cohesion from blackboard and with two stick-end cohesion cooperated with variety modification. I can use it to attach the quantum dots nanoparticle on the one side, and then we can use the stick-end to attach the 10 nanometer gold nanoparticle on another side through the hybridization. So the gold nanoparticle, it is functionalized with the DNA self-sampled DNA monolayers. This monolayer is hybridized, have sequence complementary with the stick-end cohesion. So these two different nanoparticles, it can exactly control and operation of the DNA origami template with exactly controlled distance in the nanometer scales. And to self-assemble these two different nanoparticles into the same DNA origami template with the two different chemistry reactions. So first, I test the self-assemble of gold nanoparticles to the DNA origami template. So firstly, I found this is strongly dependent on the temperature. So when the annealing temperature just 25 degrees, I barely can see any gold particles attached to the origami. However, when I increase temperature to 37 degrees, we can see some gold nanoparticles is attached with the rectangle origami. And when the temperature increased to 47 degrees, the almost every origami have the gold nanoparticles. So for the temperature, when you increase to the 47 degrees, the yield almost 100%. And then since the quantum dots and the strap happening are the variety have strongest interactions, so even in the room temperature, the quantum dots can attach with the origami tight. And this is the final result. We can see these two different nanoparticles, they are attached to the rectangle origami as a specifically designed distance and operation. So this is a very good example. We try to, next step, we try to precisely control the distance between the different nanoparticles with a specifically designed distance and the number and orientations to do the optical property detection, and hope someday it can be used as a bioimage and a biosensor. Yes, yeah, we can exactly control them by the transient modification operation of the stick-end cohesion. So for my third research direction is try to develop a method to link the top-down method with the bottom-up self-assembly. So currently our life is have dramatic change by the electronic development. So we can see our stuff is more compact and more efficiency. However, this electronic technology is reach their limit day by day. So we need to find another method. It's called the bottom-up self-assembly. So this method basically it uses molecular recognition method and to fabricate the nanostructures. So here, and we try to develop method to integrate between the lithography technique and the bottom-up self-assembly, and to build some micro or nano electronic devices. So here we have one method is we try to combine the lithography pattern with biomolecular recognition to make the highly ordered, self-assembled arrangement of the functional nano-object. So for example, we have a technique and to fabricate the gold nanodots on the substrate, either silicon, glass, or the quartz. And then we can fabricate all kinds of DNA nanostructures. And through the DNA hybridization, we can deliver these nanostructures from solution and to the solid substrate. So this is a method that we use the lithography technique to make all kinds of patterns. Gold nano pattern, I'll give the technique details. And this is the pattern we can see. We can make all kinds of DNA, gold nanodots on the substrate with well-controlled interspace and intraspace, and also with different clusters distributions. And then after we make these gold nanodots, it cannot interact with the biomolecules. How do that? We use a self-assemble method to form a self-assembled molecular layers and on the top of the gold nanodots. And one example is we can use the cellulated DNA to attach it to the gold surface. And then we use the fluorescence test A13 and to form hybridization. This is fluorescence emit. We can see we get a full yield and very specific functionalization. So use this method. The first example is we try to localize one-dimensional DNA nanostructures on the gold dot pairs. The distance for the gold dot pair is 60 nanometers. So the desired one-dimensional DNA nanostructure is exactly 60 nanometers. Then we try to use the DNA hybridization to test these one-dimensional DNA nanostructures to the ordered arrays. There's fluorescence dye attached in the center of the DNA nanostructure. So this is the DNA nanostructure. It's a 2 DNA double helix joined together by 5 crossover point. This it is we imaged for the microsurface. We can see it form a rigid DNA nanostructure. Here's the experiment result. This is attached one-dimensional DNA nanostructures on the dot pair. Get the fluorescence image. For each light spot is corresponding to 1 dot pairs. So it means for each dot pair we have at least one-dimensional structures attached with it. And then we did the AFM analysis. So it is consistent with the fluorescence result is we can see for each dot pairs we can see the DNA nanostructures. And then we did the high resolution AFM analysis. And we found, and for the binding configurations between these dot pairs, we have a single bridge. And also we have multiple bridges. And also we have monovalent binding. This is 3 situations. And then we did a further analysis. Is we varied the ligand cohesion from T30 to T19 and to T8. These 3 of them, and to from ligand cohesion of the one-dimensional structure to the self-assembled monolayer from the gold surfaces. And then we found an interesting thing is for the monovalent binding, the yield it increased when you use a longer ligand cohesion. And then the single bridge yield is dramatically decreased when you increase the ligand length. So this experiment tells us that you can reasonably control what you want. If you want to get a more single bridge and try to use a shorter ligand cohesion. If you want to get a high yield of monovalent binding, then you can use a longer ligand cohesion. So we hope use this method in some day we can use it to attach other single molecules like the one-dimensional carbon nanotubes or nanorod to make all kinds of electronic circuit for the next generation of the electronic generation stuff. And so, yeah, this is all the summary that we can do is self-assemble all kinds of nanostructures and to organize the nanomaterials and to integrate with the lithography techniques. And also we try to use the DNA nanostructures to do the biomedical applications. And also, thanks to everybody who's listening, and thanks to my students and my collaborators. Thank you.
think we just have one question. A little bit behind. So anybody has a question?
You wait heating lithography. Yeah.
It's a nano print.
Yeah.
You go back to that slide.
So actually, it's a two technical combination. So first, we use e-beam lithography and to make a master. The master have a dots pattern, and then we use pattern transfer. It's it's a silver pattern. Yeah, use titanium and to transfer the pattern. We use titanium as angle evaporation. Is we try to decrease dot size. In this something only can make pattern about 20 nanometers. But use this method, we can down to 3 to 4 nanometers.